Have you ever wondered what life was like for our earliest ancestors? Long before the first spark of fire or the first sturdy roof over their heads, we often picture Stone Age life with crackling campfires and cozy caves. But for millions of years, our predecessors faced the raw, untamed world with nothing but their wits and their own 2 feet. How did they possibly survive? Let's journey back in time to an era so distant it almost defies imagination, and uncover the incredible survival secrets of early humans. Before we dive in, let's get our timeline straight. We're talking about the early Stone Age, the Paleolithic era, a period stretching back over 3 million years. This wasn't just one monolithic block of time. It was a vast, evolving saga. Our story begins with hominins like Australopithecus and early members of our own genus, Homo. These weren't modern humans, but they were the pioneers who laid the groundwork for our existence. They lived in a world far more dangerous and unpredictable than ours, a world of giant predators and dramatic climate shifts. Without fire, they couldn't cook food, stay warm on frigid nights, or scare away the saber-toothed cats lurking in the shadows. Without permanent shelters, they were completely exposed to the elements. So, what was their survival toolkit? It was a combination of biological adaptations, brilliant innovations, and profound social cooperation. First, let's talk about their bodies. Our ancestors were built for endurance. The evolution of bipedalism, walking upright on 2 legs, was a game. It freed up their hands for carrying tools, food, and even their young. More importantly, it made them incredibly efficient long-distance travelers. Imagine walking or jogging for miles and miles under the hot African sun. This ability, known as endurance running, allowed them to track animal herds and cover vast territories in search of resources. Their bodies were also adapted to regulate temperature more effectively than many other mammals. With less body hair and an increased number of sweat glands, they could dissipate heat and stay active during the hottest parts of the day, a time when many predators would be resting in the shade. This gave them a crucial window of opportunity to forage and scavenge safely. But physical prowess alone wasn't enough. The real secret weapon was their expanding brain. This cognitive revolution sparked the first technological breakthrough: stone tools. It might sound simple, but the creation of the first Oldowan choppers by Homo habilis, some 2.6 million years ago, was as revolutionary as the smartphone is to us today. These weren't beautifully crafted spearheads. They were basic, sharp-edged rocks, made by striking one stone against another. But they were incredibly effective. These tools could slice through tough animal hides, butcher carcasses to get at nutrient-rich meat and organs, and smash open bones to access the fatty marrow inside. Marrow was a superfood, a dense source of calories that fueled their growing brains. This access to meat and marrow, likely obtained through scavenging what was left behind by large predators, fundamentally changed their diet and their destiny. Scavenging was a high-risk, high-reward strategy. It required incredible awareness, timing, and teamwork. Picture a small group of early humans spotting vultures circling in the distance. They would need to approach the kill site cautiously, assess the danger from returning predators, and then work quickly. Using their stone tools, they would rapidly butcher the carcass, grabbing what they could before retreating to a safer location to eat. This wasn't a solitary pursuit. It demanded communication and coordination. One individual might stand guard while others worked, using gestures and vocalizations to warn of approaching danger. This dependence on each other forged powerful social bonds, the very foundation of human society. The group wasn't just a collection of individuals. It was a single, cooperative survival unit. Without permanent shelters like caves, where did they sleep? The answer was likely in the trees or on high, rocky outcrops. Just like modern chimpanzees build nests in trees each night, our early ancestors probably did the same. A simple platform of branches and leaves, high off the ground, would have offered protection from nocturnal predators like leopards and hyenas. These sleeping nests would have been temporary, abandoned each morning as the group moved on. This nomadic lifestyle was essential. They couldn't stay in one place for long because they would quickly deplete the local resources. They had to follow the seasons, the migrating herds, and the ripening plants. Their home wasn't a single location, but the entire landscape. Their knowledge of this landscape was encyclopedic. Think of it as a mental map, passed down through generations. They knew which plants were edible and which were poisonous. They knew the location of reliable water sources, the seasonal patterns of fruit-bearing trees, and the migration routes of animals. This deep ecological knowledge was their library, their internet, their guide to survival. They learned to read the tracks of animals, to understand the meaning of a bird's call, and to predict changes in the weather. This intimate connection with their environment was something we have largely lost today. But for them, it was the difference between life and death. Diet was another key factor. They were the ultimate omnivores, masters of dietary flexibility. They weren't just big game hunters. Their diet was a diverse buffet of whatever the environment provided. This included insects, bird eggs, lizards, roots, berries, nuts, and of course, scavenged meat. This flexibility meant that if one food source became scarce, they could easily switch to another. This adaptability allowed them to survive through dramatic climate shifts, from lush, wet periods to long, arid droughts. When the world changed, they changed with it. It's also crucial to remember the importance of social learning. Skills, like tool making and foraging, weren't instinctual. They had to be taught and learned. An elder would show a youngster how to select the right kind of stone, how to strike it at the perfect angle to create a sharp edge. Children learned which berries to eat by watching their parents. This transmission of culture and knowledge from one generation to the next was a powerful evolutionary force. It allowed for rapid adaptation, much faster than genetic evolution alone. Each generation could build upon the discoveries of the last, accumulating a vast storehouse of survival techniques. So, when we piece it all together, a remarkable picture emerges. The survival of our earliest ancestors wasn't about brute strength, but about intelligence, adaptability, and community. They survived because they could walk for miles, create tools to access new foods, and work together to overcome immense challenges. They built social networks, not stone walls. They've relied on shared knowledge, not sheltering roofs. And they slept under the stars, not in caves, but in the protective embrace of their group. Their story is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the incredible journey that led, step by painful, brilliant step, to us. They were the original pioneers, facing a world of constant danger with courage and ingenuity, proving that even without the comforts we take for granted, life and humanity finds a way. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to the dawn of humanity. It's truly humbling to think about what our ancestors endured. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the past. Let me know in the comments what aspect of early human life you find most amazing. Until next time, stay curious.